Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Global Impact Podcast, where we focus on something that affects every single one of us: mental health, emotional well-being, and the power of community support. In today's world, people are facing more pressure than ever before. Stress from work, family responsibilities, economic uncertainty, social isolation, and for many people, emotional struggles that they don't always feel comfortable talking about. The reality is this: mental health challenges do not discriminate. They affect people from every background, every profession, and every community. But the good news is that awareness is growing. More people are beginning to understand that mental health is just as important as physical health, and that seeking support is not a weakness at all. It's actually one of the strongest decisions that a person can make. In today's episode, we're going to explore several important topics that affect individuals, families, and communities every day. We'll talk about the importance of support systems and community connection. We'll recognize the incredible work of social workers who serve families and communities. We'll discuss supporting families who care for loved ones with disabilities. We'll address the importance of reducing stigma around mental health. And we'll explore issues like workplace burnout, healthy boundaries, and how communities can heal together. These conversations matter because when we talk openly about mental health, we create understanding. When we create understanding, we build stronger support systems. And when people feel supported, healing becomes possible. So let's dive into today's episode and continue building a healthier, stronger community together. And remember, if you or someone that you know is looking for professional guidance or support, confidential resources are available at globalimpactwellness.com. Now let's begin with our very first segment. Segment 1, who supports you? Let me start with a very simple, but I believe powerful question. Who supports you? When life becomes overwhelming, when stress builds up, when emotional struggles begin to feel heavier than usual, who do you turn to? Mental health research consistently shows something extremely important. Community protects mental health. Simple yet powerful. Humans were never designed to face life completely alone. We thrive when we are surrounded by supportive relationships, people who listen, who encourage, and remind us that we matter. But the opposite is also true. Isolation amplifies stress. When individuals feel disconnected from others, emotional struggles can become much more intense. Anxiety grows louder. Depression deepens. Problems start to feel bigger than they actually are. That's why building a support network is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Support can come from many places: friends, family members, faith communities, support groups, mental health professionals, and wellness organizations committed to helping people heal. A stronger support network gives us perspective, it gives us stability and emotional grounding during difficult seasons. And sometimes the strongest step a person can take is simply reaching out. If you are looking for support, connection, and professional guidance, resources are available. You can learn more by visiting globalimpactwellness.com because no one should have to face life's challenges alone. Segment 2, honoring social workers. So today we take a moment to recognize a group of professionals who quietly change lives every single day. Social workers. Social workers operate on the front line of mental health, on family support, crisis intervention, and community care. They work with individuals experiencing mental health challenges, substance use recovery, family conflicts, economic hardship, trauma, and life transitions. Often, they are the people standing beside individuals during some of the most difficult moments in their lives. But social workers don't just provide services. They provide hope. They help families navigate complex systems. They advocate for vulnerable individuals, and they help communities become healthier and stronger. Mental health support rarely works in isolation. It works best through collaboration. Therapists, psychiatrists, wellness coaches, and social workers often work together to provide comprehensive care that addresses the full picture of someone's life. That collaborative approach helps individuals receive not only treatment, but long term stability and growth. So today, we recognize and thank social workers everywhere for the compassion, dedication, and strength they bring to their communities. If you'd like to learn more about collaborative care models and mental wellness support services, you can visit globalimpactwellness.com because healing often happens when caring professionals work together. Segment 3. Supporting families with disabilities. When a family member lives with a developmental or physical disability, the entire family often becomes part of the support system. Parents, siblings, and caregivers frequently dedicate an incredible amount of hours and their time every day, energy, and emotional commitment to support their loved ones. And that care is incredibly meaningful. But there is something we sometimes forget to talk about. Caregivers need care too. Caregiving can be deeply rewarding, but it can also be emotional exhaustion, stress, and moments of overwhelming responsibility. Families support individuals with disabilities may experience emotional fatigue, financial stress, social isolation, and a long-term caregiving pressure. When caregivers receive emotional support, the entire family benefits. Support can include therapy, peer support groups, caregiver counseling, and wellness resources that help families recharge emotionally. When caregivers feel supported, they are better equipped to provide loving, stable care for the loved ones. At Global Impact Wellness, support resources are available not only for the individuals, but also for the families who stand beside them every day. If you or someone you know is caring for a loved one with disabilities, support is available. Visit globalimpactwellness.com because strengthening caregivers strengthens an entire family. Segment 4, reducing mental health stigma. For many years, mental health was a topic that people avoided. People struggled silently. They felt embarrassed, they felt ashamed, or afraid to talk about their emotional challenges. But silence has a cost. Silence protects stigma, and stigma prevents people from seeking help. Today, society is slowly beginning to change that conversation. More people are recognizing that mental health is simply part of overall health. Just like we talk about heart health or physical fitness, we must also talk openly about emotional wellness. When people share their experience with anxiety, depression, trauma, or recovery, something powerful happens. Others realize they are not alone. Conversations create connection. Connection creates support, and support creates healing. Reducing stigma starts with something very simple: honest conversations, checking in with friends, supporting loved ones, encouraging people to seek professional help when they need it. Mental health challenges are not a weakness, they are a human experience, and healing becomes possible when we talk about it openly. If you or someone that you know needs support, resources are available. You can learn more by visiting globalimpactwellness.com because when we talk about mental health, we help protect lives. Segment 5, workplace burnout. I know a whole lot about that. Many people today are working harder than ever before, but constant pressure, long hours, and emotional stress can gradually lead to something known as burnout. Burnout happens when chronic stress goes unaddressed for too long. It can show up as exhaustion, loss of motivation, irritability, difficulty concentrating, or a sense of emotional detachment from work and life. Burnout is not simply being tired. It is a signal from the mind and body that something needs to change. Mental health professionals emphasize that burnout recovery requires more than just taking a day off. It often involves rebalancing responsibilities, setting healthier boundaries, addressing emotional stress, and rebuilding routines that support well being. Your mental health is not optional. Just like physical health, it requires attention, care, and balance. When individuals begin to prioritize mental wellness, they often find that their productivity, creativity, and overall quality of life improves significantly. If you are experiencing burnout or prolonged stress, professional support can help you regain balance and clarity. And you can learn more about that at globalimpactwellness.com because a healthy mind is the foundation for a healthy life. Segment 6, healthy workplace boundaries. In today's fast-paced world, many people feel pressure to constantly perform, produce, and stay connected. But there is an important truth that we sometimes forget. Productivity should never cost you your peace. Healthy boundaries are essential for protecting mental health, especially in the workplace. Boundaries allow individuals to maintain balance between their professional responsibilities and their personal well-being. Example of healthy workplace boundaries include limiting after-hours work communication, protecting personal time, setting realistic expectations, and recognizing when rest is necessary. Boundaries are not about avoiding responsibility. They are about creating sustainable habits that allow people to perform well without sacrificing their emotional health. Research consistently shows that employees who maintain healthy work-life balance experience a greater job satisfaction, better mental health, a stronger long-term productivity. Taking care of your mental health is not selfish. It's actually responsible. If you are seeking guidance on building healthier boundaries and achieving better work-life balance, support resources are available. Visit globalimpactwellness.com because protecting your peace protects your future. Segment 7, community healing. Healing rarely happens in isolation, and healing happens through connection. When people feel safe enough to share their experiences, struggles, and emotions, something powerful begins to happen. Communities begin to heal together. Community healing starts with honest conversations about mental health, conversations about trauma, about recovery, and emotional growth. Conversations that remind people they are not alone. Safe space allows individuals to experience themselves without judgment. They encourage understanding, compassion, and shared strength. When communities prioritize mental wellness, they create environments where people feel supported instead of isolated. And those environments help individuals grow, recover, and rebuild their confidence. Every person's voice matters. Your story matters. And sometimes sharing that story can inspire healing in someone else. If you're looking to find supportive professionals and mental wellness resources, help is available. Make sure you visit globalimpactwellness.com because healing communities begins with a courageous conversation. Make sure you take care of your mindset, take care of your surroundings, create boundaries. I know that we are living in a loud world that seems that everything is falling apart. But from a personal experience, as someone who is extremely occupied, busy, professionally filling my schedule every hour of my day, I am extremely meticulous about my mindset and my healthy mental health. And the reason I tell you this is I personally take pride in the fact that I go to my therapist once a week. I personally have a session once a week for an hour. I have to recharge my mindset and my batteries for the sake of the people around me. So don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid. And certainly just be curious enough to learn, do I need a little bit more support? And if you say, I am doing extremely well, imagine how much better you could be if you were to recharge that mental health battery. Please visit globalimpactwellness.com for all the resources that you may need. My name is Ali Midawi. This is The Global Impact, and I'll see you next time.
At Global Impact Wellness Group, we believe healthcare should be accessible, affordable, and compassionate. Welcome to Global Impact Wellness Group, a trusted provider of nationwide telehealth services. We are a licensed mental health organization dedicated to the care, rehabilitation, and well-being of children, adolescents, adults, and families. Our virtual care platform brings mental health counseling, urgent care, primary care, telepsychiatry, and even pet telemedicine directly to your home. All sessions are secure, confidential, and fully HIPAA compliant. Why choose us? Nationwide access, affordable monthly plans with no hidden fees, and a holistic approach to mental, physical, and emotional wellness for individuals, families, and even pets. Get the care you deserve, anywhere, anytime. Visit globalimpactwellness.com today.